everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It is Friday night. It is a little later than anticipated, but we're here. So, sorry about all that. I was doing the very important business of sleeping, and I was successful, in case you were wondering. So that's good. So let's go ahead and just introduce ourselves real quick tonight. I'm going to just do it in the order I'm looking at everybody, which happens to be alphabetical. So, Amber?
Hi guys, I'm Amber Craft. I write paranormal romance and I haven't done crap for camp.
Oh.
Here is the only time I've done anything this month, at least author-wise.
Yeah. All right. CJ?
I'm CJ Bloyer, and I write YA fantasy fiction predominantly, although I do occasionally dabble in Christian chick lit, which still sounds like gum to me. But tonight I am working on a serial for, it's a YA fiction serial. That's what I've got.
Which sounds like something you have for breakfast.
Yes, it does.
There you go, gum and cereal for breakfast.
Yep,
gum and cereal. That's what I. That's the
Tamara.
I work on.
Hey everybody, my name's Tamara Woods, and I am currently working on a cozy mystery. Well, I'm drafting that, and then I have this women's fic that I need to edit, but I guess I'll be starting on that next week. And this is the first time I've been on Sarah's channel, so thanks, Sarah, for having me. It's
thank you for coming. So everybody's links are down below. I also have links for Alina, who's usually on the stream but is very ill right now, and Cassie, who was going to be on the stream this evening but is in a evacuation currently, so she could not be here because you don't evacuate with all your equipment. So yeah, she's in California where there's fires. So they both have links down below too, and you should go subscribe to them and let them come back from their respective hiatuses with extra subs, and then they'd be happy and it would be lovely. So do that. So and then of course everyone who's here has their links down below. Everybody has 2 links. Click on them all, subscribe to all the things, do all that jazz. So
subscribe to all the things.
For some reason, my chat is doing this weird thing where it's smushed.
Mine did that too, and I just popped it out.
Popped it out.
Like if you
can
3
pop out
little
the chat.
dots on the side, when you hover over it, you can click on those, and there's a pop.
Oh, pop out.
There we go.
And then if you go back to the video, it says nothing to see here. We popped out, and there's a little ninja.
I like ninjas.
Huh.
Which I think he's a horrible ninja because clearly you can see him.
Well, that helps a little bit too, because every once in a while I'll be like in the middle of something and I'll hear a noise and I'll look. And I won't be able to figure out what that noise is. And then I realize I'm looking at the old stream, and so I wouldn't have seen it because it hasn't happened yet.
I've done that countless times.
Yeah. So now it's a problem I won't have. So what's everybody working on tonight? God, I really don't want to edit.
I have put off editing so bad. I just keep writing Unknown Happiness. I don't know why. Because I don't know where I want to go with it. Well, I don't know where I want to go with it. Like, I so far have pantsed every freaking Friday we have wrote because I don't want to edit. That takes lots of work that I don't have when I only have one day and like 5 things to do.
Yeah. My hair looks ridiculous. I fell asleep with it wet, so it's all fuzzy. And it looks like I have a bald spot here, which you don't.
You have a cowlick.
Thanks, camera. Making me look like I got some sort of problem here. I mean, I've got problems, just not that one.
99 problems, but that ain't one.
Right. Well, so what are you working on, CJ?
I'm going to be working on my serial. I'm trying to decide if I want to. So I got 5 episodes done earlier this week. I can't remember when. I've lost all track of time. But I got 5 done earlier this week, and I sent them off to my beta readers and beta reader. I have one.
Hi.
That would be Sarah. So I can wait for those to come back and then work on 6, 7, 8, and 9, or I could work on 6, 7, 8, and 9 tonight. I need to fix them because I decided to shift from third person POV to first person.
Ouch.
And so not only like a couple of them, I was like, I could just put I instead of this, but it turns out that no, it's a completely different thing. So, or I can work on the next set of episodes, which is writing instead of rewriting, which sounds way more fun.
Right.
I think that you should write the next one, but that's just me. That comes from someone who's waited for beta readers before.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a long thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
You only got like 3 chapters over there sitting on.
I think there's 4. Did you give me 3?
I don't know if it's 3 or 4. I got food, everybody. Look, it's cheese curds.
Are they squeaky?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
We're too far from Wisconsin for them to be sneaky or squeaky. We have to like literally like sneak over the border.
You're like 15 minutes away.
It might be a little squeaky.
I don't. What does that mean?
So, certain kinds of cheese curds.
Because cheese curds come out of whey. When they're really fresh, they're like damp, and they make like a squeaking noise in your teeth. So in a lot of places, they don't call them cheese curds at all. They just call it squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese.
That is weird.
It really is, but it is
shit.
delightful. Like, you have no idea how much fun it is to have your teeth squeak against cheese curds. It's a bizarre thing, but it's really fun. You're like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's some crazy Midwest shit.
Yeah, I don't know that life. I'm not familiar.
I was just like, Sarah, I had no clue what they were talking about until 6 years ago. And then I'm like, what? Really?
Yep. It's a whole thing. Anyway, sorry. What are you doing, Tamara?
I'm going to be working on this cozy mystery that I had planned on finishing earlier this month. And I haven't.
Haven't gotten there?
So, yeah. So the plan is to finish the draft this weekend. We'll see.
All right. As far as I go, I have a blank document open, and I have my Nano open, and I don't know which of those I'm going to do. I didn't bring my music stand over if I'm going to edit, but it's 10 feet away, so. But yeah, so we got people writing and some people revising in our comments, so that's good. Let me bust out this timer we're going to use shortly.
Ugh.
What?
Blarg. That's funny. I'm just reading the comments.
We had a D&D character in my old game named Blarg.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun word.
Oddly enough, the same guy plays a guy named Trog this time.
Blarg and Trug.
No, it was Blarg and Spork.
Spork.
Yep. But he died now.
What he did?
Well, the guy who played him moved, so we had to kill the character. It was with much drama. It was exciting. So, yes. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, let me get a soda out. Oh, So you can tell I'm from all over because I know what squeaky cheese is, but I say soda.
It's a true story.
So I'm supposed to say pop here. I don't say that.
I'm glad you don't.
I say pop.
Yeah. Do they say pop in West Virginia?
Yep.
Because in Virginia, I was mocked incessantly for it.
Ooh, good use of the word incessant.
Yeah.
Very, very different lifestyles in those two states.
Yeah. I lived in Virginia when I was a kid.
You
That's
got
where I started
mocked for
saying
it.
soda.
You got mocked for it in Mississippi too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much so. Everything is Coke because Coke is made in.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, there's places down south where you're having a kind of Coke, which could be a root beer.
Yep. You like? What do you mean? What kind of Coke would I like? I want a Coke. Yes, what kind?
No, yeah, literally, you go to the restaurant. What do you want? I want a Coke. All right, what kind? That's Sprite.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because Coke is the Coke
But
factory
it's so
is
ubiquitous.
so.
It's like asking somebody if they need a Kleenex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or telling someone to Google something.
Yeah.
You literally won't find a Pepsi product in the, at least as far as I know, the lower half of Mississippi or Alabama. Like it's all.
I'm
Coke
pretty sure
products.
it's illegal in Georgia.
All the more reason to not go to Mississippi.
Hey, I'm not there for a reason, all right? I left for a reason.
I really like Pepsi. Like, that's my jam.
I've only been to Mississippi once, and I was there for a week, but I loved it because at the time I was a smoker, and cigarettes are much cheaper south than they are north.
That's true.
So I felt like I had won the grand prize over there. I was all like, cartons and cartons and cartons and cartons.
Yep.
Yeah. Gas is cheaper too.
Yeah, we were at the college van, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. But that's I'm gonna tell y'all a story you probably don't want to know. So we had to go. Like, I was a sophomore in college, and so we were down there building a house for Habitat for Humanity for our spring break, and we're driving to Walmart to get more water for the Habitat house to like transport over there. So we're in this giant like 15-seater van, whatever. And it's really high up in the air. And we're sitting at a stoplight and I look over and there's a guy who is smiling a whole lot. And I don't realize what the hell he's smiling about until I notice the giant penis in his hand. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's horrifying.
He was having sweet, sexy alone time in the middle of the road where I could see.
That is so creepy.
Yes, it was terrifying. That's
Wow.
And like now I imagine it, like when I remember it, it's like the guy in the Black Hole Sun video. If you've never seen it, you should go watch it. But with like the terrifying grin, like that's what I see in my head now. So yeah, it was quite an event. I was unimpressed. I'm glad I was old enough to like at least have registered that that's not appropriate.
Right?
You know, because that wasn't a thing that like I wouldn't have even known what that was. Like what was happening when I was younger.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So gross.
It was so creepy. We're just trying to build a house.
Trying to do some good in the world.
Right.
This man is breaking.
That's also the first time I ever had fried pickles, and it was delicious.
Oh, I love fried pickles.
Mm-hmm. I've never had them the same as I had them there.
The batter's different.
It's not only the batter, the place that I had them from uses peanut oil and almost nowhere else does.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut oil is more expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it makes the difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Deep fried turkey and peanut oil. Mm.
I've never had deep fried turkey. It sounds delicious.
It is delicious.
So good.
Perfect way to make something so healthy terrible.
Oh,
And so worth it.
Oh yeah.
Mm. Yep. That's like my southern roots. Fry everything.
Right.
If there's a way to fry a salad, I'm gonna figure it out.
I will tell you though,
Except for peanuts, you gotta boil those.
On my wedding registry, I asked for a fryer just because I wanted to deep fry Oreos. That was the whole reason I put it on the register. And then I got one, and I deep fried a lot of Oreos. It was delicious.
And it was awesome, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was lovely. I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, there's really nothing wrong with deep fried Oreos.
No, they're delicious.
Unless you're like diabetic.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Then there's a few things that are problematic.
Yes, but still not wrong.
right. There's nothing. They're not out to get you.
No, that's true.
You're out to get them.
Into my belly.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Delicious.
Yes.
All right. Do we want to do a sprint in like a minute?
That's probably a good idea.
Well,
I'm hungry though.
I'm sorry.
I just had pizza. I shouldn't be hungry. But now
Yeah,
we're talking about deep fried Oreos and deep fried pickles and deep
Let
fried
me pop
turkey.
over here and grab my music stand. Hold on one second.
Yeah, our
Oh.
work.
Travis is going to do it for me, so then I can watch the time change and be disappointed with myself. And I just unplugged my headphones with my toes.
Our work cooked for us. I had
I'm
3
special.
hamburgers. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you, Travis. You're welcome. You are a wonderful assistant. I'm going to get you one of those lovely little outfits that they put on magician's assistants.
With lots and lots of sparkles.
Sequins for my husband. What he's been looking for. All right, it's time. I'm going to hit this button. All right, 15 minutes, everybody. Do your thing.
You jinxed me, sir.
What'd I do?
Unplugged my headphones.
Oh.
I moved and I unplugged them with my hand. Told you, it's not my week, dudes. Nothing likes me. Something wants to kill me.
gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble. There we go. All right, that is time. How'd everybody do? I got kind of fucked up.
I got 248.
I got 278.
255.
There we go. Sorry, I had to do a find to figure out where the hell I had left off.
I also did a pretty good job of distracting myself, so that was good. There was some Twitter that happened. You know?
Oh, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I got
for what you should be writing and don't.
I got like 20 pages done, but I'm just putting in edits, so I don't know that that's all that impressive. But
Oh, that's lame, Sky.
yeah, that's annoying.
Nice.
All right, everybody's trucking along. Oh, if any of you heard me saying you're going to get me in trouble over and over again, it's because my cat was trying to get me to feed her. And she's allowed to have table scraps, but her brother is not, because he's on a special vet diet. So, and I'm afraid of him. So I'm like, don't let me get caught.
I'll give you food if you don't tell your brother.
Well, and then sometimes I'll give her food and he's asleep somewhere and she'll run off and come back and he's with her. I'm like, no, this is not how this
tells
works.
on you. That's what it is.
Hey, Mama, feed us. Come on.
All right, I gotta run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, man. So I have maybe one more sprint left on this, maybe two. So I might have to write something. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I just wish I could see the blood moon tonight, but it's all cloudy. I want to see the planets. Can't happen. Like all excited. It's like, oh, we're gonna get done with the stream, and it's gonna be dark, and then my daughter set up her telescope. We're gonna go watch the moon and Mars, and yep, nope. That's fun.
I'm not sure if it'll be visible over here or where it would be visible. I
Right.
don't know. So
Yeah, I don't know.
probably won't see anything. It definitely won't be visible from the couch, which is where I'll probably be. So. Let's be honest. I don't have a yard. And I don't have like a lanai or anything. It's just my living room door goes directly into where everyone like walks in between the apartments and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, nah. Right beside the carport. It's convenient, but then it sucks because you feel like a weirdo sitting out there.
Right.
Yeah, my sister's apartments are like that. Like it's just like the one long hallway to the stairs to go down.
Sucks.
And it's
I'm
funny.
in a duplex, so we have a whole yard, but
Our backyard's bigger than our front yard.
yes, those are.
Yeah, so we got plenty of like. I'm on like a corner, so we have plenty of yard and no trees in the way to see the moon. But it's kind of cool because of that, I have the street and it lines straight up to where they shoot fireworks when they do baseball. So all I gotta do is sit right there in the middle of the sidewalk and just watch the fireworks. Free.
TJ's coming back. This is exciting. Oh. I'm sorry,
Well,
I'm a
that was
little off
exciting.
tonight because I was sleeping. I'm always in a little bit different of a mood when I've been sleeping. I'm also in a different mood at night than I am during the day. Like, if I did a morning stream, nobody would know who the fuck I was.
This is very true.
Yeah, I should do that sometime. But
that might
usually Alina's stream is like, I've been up too late the night before and shit, because it's Saturday morning.
I had thought it was Saturday all day today. Because
must be nice for you. Some of us had to go to work.
I went to work. I worked from 10 to 10:30 this morning. Well, really it was like 10 to 10 to like 10:40. And then I worked from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock this evening.
Yes, but you didn't go to your day job. You
No,
wouldn't have been confused as to whether it was Saturday or not if you had gone to your day job.
No, but I also would be really confused because I would have thought it was like Thursday or something rather than Friday because I don't work my day job.
Yeah.
See, I did think it was Thursday all day because this is one of our last weekends off, and they had voluntary overtime instead of mandatory. So like second shift people all decided to come in. And I'm like, wait, do I have to come in tomorrow? Oh wait, no, I don't. I started thinking it was Thursday halfway through the day.
My problem is my sister stayed home from work today. She took a personal day. And she's like the only time that we're home that isn't Sunday. Sundays are weird, so they don't count. But like the only time where are Wednesdays and Saturdays. Those are the days when she's home. And I knew it wasn't Wednesday, but for some reason I thought it was Saturday all day.
I, for one, am glad it's not Saturday because I didn't get anything done this weekend, and that would have been concerning.
See, I'm sad. I'm off, and Alina's too sick to stream in the morning. And
yeah,
I have to paint my entire outside of my house tomorrow.
Well, that sounds
How
fun.
close are you to being done now?
We have the only big project left is the outside of the house, and I've got to power wash it when we get out of here, so that it's ready in the morning. And then, because of what happened last night in the living room, we just decided to not even sort through anything else and just put miscellaneous on every box we packed and like throw shit in boxes. So pretty much all I have left is paint and to put crumb up on the floors and stuff, and a little bit of work in the kitchen. I don't know. I've been vlogging for the last 2 weeks, with the exception of this week a little bit, but like all the crazy stuff we're doing because it's been a little weird this week. So you'll see a lot of stuff. Like my bedroom's done, the bathroom's done, so it's pretty much just the trim in the living room and the kitchen. So, and then now we got to work on my renter's house. So, but we can't do that until they move out on September 1st. So we'll have like 3 days to do that before our planned move date.
Oh, wow.
6 weeks and counting, dude. 6 weeks and counting. I'm so excited.
No.
See, you've got one back in too.
I do.
But yours isn't going to tell anybody on you.
No, that's true. There isn't anybody to tell.
Give me. I want one.
But she is like, she keeps swatting at it, like she's trying to steal it. And I'm like,
Thank you. Yeah, that one's my favorite too.
I just stole this.
Am I the only one who doesn't have a snack?
Yeah, we're making you jelly now.
I'm like,
Kira just came in with candy. I'm like, gimme.
my boyfriend's still at the office, so I can't be like, hey, grab me a snack.
oh. Tell him he needs to come home and get you a snack.
You must leave and come get me food.
I am going to ask him.
Very important.
If Travis is outside of the house and I haven't asked him to buy me anything to eat, that something's probably wrong with me. Like all I think about is food. I fucking love food so much. If I had a high metabolism, nobody would think that was a problem, but everybody's all, but you're fat. But I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I was looking at my text messages to him, and they're always like grocery lists.
Yeah.
Like, on your way home, grab blah, 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 blah.
I have probably 10% of the messages I send to Travis are Taco Bell orders.
Oh, I love Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's so good. It's my favorite.
Oh, man.
We had that Sunday after Kira's gym meet.
I probably eat it 3 times a week. I'm a monster.
That's a lot of Taco Bell, but
I know.
I totally understand.
I love it so much. It's like my favorite.
I would if she'd let me. Have Taco Bell 3 times a week.
When I was in college, we had a Taco Bell on campus.
Oh my God.
It was great. Like Monday through Friday, I was like, okay, I got taking out my quarters. All right, I can afford a taco and a 7-layer burrito. Oh, I'm on it.
My mom and dad gave me $2 every day for lunch in high school, and we had open campus. And so my friends and I would go to Taco Bell almost every day, and I'd get a glass of water and 2 bean burritos, and I had 50 cents left, which meant that by the end of the week I could buy a pack of cigarettes. That was the life.
There you go.
I needed nothing else in my life. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I got lucky. We had open campus, but I worked at the Chinese restaurant and the McDonald's right across the street. Both of them. One was on one street, one was on the other. My school was right there at the T. And so just depending on what day I'd want, I'd just call in my second period and be like, hey, can you have this ready for me by the time I get there?
That's awesome.
And just pay for it when I went to work that day.
My senior year, they closed our campus. I was so pissed. It's man.
They did that to us too.
Like everybody else, everyone before me was able to have the pleasure of just going to McDonald's when they wanted to. But I had to stay and eat campus food. Tragic.
So tragic.
I sorted my schedule out so that I didn't have a first hour, but my little brother did. And so I would go on campus and literally facilitate other kids skipping school by letting them pile into my car while I drove them across town to a McDonald's by a different high school so we could hang out with the kids who were skipping first period at that high school. And then I'd drive back. We were there for 7 minutes at a time because I had to drive clear across town.
That is awesome.
But it was worth it.
It was totally worth it. Every minute of it.
They couldn't close our campus because there were so many kids. Because when they rerouted the districts, when they built our new school, they rerouted it wrong. And so it didn't take half our kids away. It actually gave us more. So if you ate on campus, you weren't guaranteed a meal. There were so many kids.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that sounds really uncomfortable.
Yeah, we went, and there was no rooms for portables or anything because of the way they built the school, where they built it. So we went from 20 kids to a class to almost 30. And so our school was over the limit or whatever, the legal limit, but we didn't have a choice because you couldn't split the district in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
So my senior year, they didn't have a choice.
Wow. We had where my high school was, there was a bar and grill up the street was there or I guess it was an Italian place. It's called Gino's. But right across the street, there was a little burger joint called Mr. Bibbs. It's still there. It's still there apparently. But that's where we would go and eat. And I would get fried cheese curds.
Oh, nice.
Back to the cheese curds. The
cheese curds.
I love me some cheese. Cheese in general.
Cheese is the food of the gods.
It is.
It's ambrosia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. You know what I learned today?
Oh God, what?
So I learned my grandfather, my mom's dad, his middle name was Ambrose.
Oh, awesome.
I did not know this.
Nice.
Hang on.
It's a cool
She's not
name.
interested in me now because I don't have food anymore. But he didn't like it. So he officially changed his middle name to Joseph. So now he's Marvin Joseph instead of Marvin Ambrose. How oh, I was so mad. I'm like, Marvin Ambrose is like the best name ever.
That's a pretty
so cool.
boss name.
Yeah.
That's got to go to the book somewhere, CJ.
I know, right? Well, there's also, so my mom has a cousin whose name is I've never heard that. Lavada. I'm not entirely sure how it's spelled. I haven't had time to look it up yet, but and then she went, and my grandparents moved into an assisted living place. So she was up helping clean, get rid of stuff. And so she brought back a whole crap ton of stuff for me, which was awesome. But she also brought back pictures. And so she has pictures of my great-great-grandparents and of my great-great-great-grandparents. And my great-great-grandmother, my grandmother's grandmother, her name was Opal.
Ooh.
And my grandfather's grandmother's name was Goldie, which I think is an amazing name.
See, we don't have any cool name stories in my family. We have stupid ones. Like my grandfather's name was Lawrence, so he named my dad Larry. What the fuck is that? Name your kid the short version of your name. That's fucking stupid.
Oh, that's so sad. How did you get your name, Sarah?
My dad said we'll call her Sarah. My dad is like a hard atheist, and my mom is a hard agnostic. My mom's not going to settle on anything. She's not going to put all her ducks in one basket. She ain't doing that. But all of us have biblical names, which I think is super funny.
You do.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's super funny to me.
That's delightful.
Yeah. So.
My family has weird
and
ones.
like highly biblical names, not like ones that like remember are biblical names.
Right. Funny because my sisters and I, none of us have biblical names.
And your dad's a freaking pastor.
Yeah. Nope.
It makes no sense.
No sense at all. Although I want you to know, at my other job, there's a pastor's family. Their kids are named Jericho and Judah, which I thought was an interesting pair of names.
I like the name Jericho.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I do.
It's fun to say.
It just reminds me of the Dolly Parton song.
I try to think of Dolly Parton as frequently as possible. I like her. And I fucking hate country music, other than, like, there's a select handful.
Yeah.
That I like. Like, I'm a huge Willie Nelson fan.
There's the core group, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah. But I'm also largely a Willie Nelson fan because I'm a fan of anyone who is like, yep, I'm 70 and I'm going to smoke weed. You want to arrest me? Okay, I'll just get out, and then I'll go smoke more weed.
Yeah.
Like,
he's totally chill about it.
He's like his fucks were stuck somewhere in his mustache and he can't get them out. He's just, I love it.
Oh, as long as we're talking about names. So my cousin's son, his name is Lachlan Straub Brown. Okay.
There's a character in my story I'm working on named Lachlan.
Yeah, that's excellent. So he tells his grandmother that he thinks he doesn't like his name. He thinks his name is weird. And his grandmother's telling him, well, your name, Lachlan, means from the land of lakes, and you're from Minnesota, and this is how you got that name. And he said, no, I don't care about that one. She said, well, your middle name, Straub, is your grandfather who died before, I think he died before he was born. Mm-hmm. Your grandfather that was his nickname, and so, your name is Straub. And he says, no, I don't mind that. And she said, well, what's the problem? And he said, Brown. Who has a last name that's a color?
Unfortunately, me as a kid.
Disgusted.
Imagine going from a color to a cheese, though. I went from brown to Kraft. Like, I was a Brown. My last name was Brown until I was 4, and then my ex-stepdad adopted me. And so I went from brown to fat.
$1 to a cheese.
Yeah, I went from a color to a cheese.
Oh, I said $1.
Yeah, you did.
My maiden name is Sharon Weber. My married name is Leg, but it's spelled Legge, so I get leggy a lot. I thought when I got out of Sharon Weber that like people would stop mispronouncing my name. Nope. People are fucking creative.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of that comes from we're not quite sure how to pronounce every name we come across. And sometimes names differently than they depending on what you're in. There are different rules for how different letters sound. So
yeah,
I can see why. I my last name is Bloyer, and people call me Blower all the time. Blower.
What do you eat?
Or Boiler. That's the other one. Boiler. Boiler and Blower. Turn on more lights.
We don't want this one anyway.
It's getting dark. Should we do another one?
yeah, probably.
We haven't done much.
No, we just talked a lot. We're talking this evening.
I like
right.
talking about names.
Well, you know,
Well, let's wait 4 minutes until we start our sprint. So go ahead and keep talking.
it's not totally unwriterly to talk about names because, I mean, we have to come up with characters, and
That's very true.
sometimes it comes from personal experiences, and sometimes we just put a random thing in there and then go, hey, I kind of like that, like me with this book.
Yeah. Like, that sounds interesting.
I was like, wait, Gallon? That's actually very bad. Except he's Alaskan, not Irish.
Do you have any interesting name stories, Tamara?
Interesting name stories. I don't know. My name's constantly mispronounced.
Yeah.
Very, very, very annoying. And it's been like that since kindergarten. So I'm at the point now in life that I don't correct people unless it matters.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you pronounce it?
Tamara.
Tamara. Okay.
Like Panera.
Oh, you should hear this one when somebody missays her name. It's Kira, not Kyra.
I mean, you know, I'm
Like,
old,
it's
so it's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do get to a point. That's
Oh, so
one thing
it's
that I went to
KRA?
TJ
No, it's called
was
KRA.
because my
Yeah.
real name is Carissa, and the sheer number of people who call me Clarissa or Christy or Carol or anything that's not my name, like I got tired of it, so I went to CJ because it's easier.
In high school, people who were new to me, they would just call me T.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them were stoners, and they just could not remember that my name was Tamara. I was like, just call me T. It's cool.
Yeah.
First letter, bye. And then that worked. But over the summer, I was hanging out at a friend's house, and I can't even remember what the conversation was, but this woman was like, blah, 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 blah. And then she was referring to me, and she was like, Tamara. And then one of my friends corrected her and was like, no, her name's Tamara. And she was like, oh, close enough. And then another one of my friends was like, well, even better would be to say her name right. And I was like,
Right.
oh my goodness. I didn't even have to say anything. Y'all are all defending me. Love it.
That's my boss's
delightful.
name is pronounced Alyssa, but it's spelled Alicia, A-L-I-C-I-A. So she goes by Allie. But if someone insists on calling her Alicia, I will eventually correct them. I just can't do it. And if I call someone as her, I turn into her for a minute. And I'll be like, yeah, I know it's spelled Alicia. It's pronounced Alyssa. And I'm like, because like I have like her social, so I'll call the bank and shit as I'm her. So like that's just how we do it. And they'll just keep saying Alicia, and I'm like, no, I've told you.
No.
I think the weirdest one is my friend that lives in Washington that we're going to stay with when we move up there for a week or two. Her name is spelled Azure, and she pronounces it Azure, like Azure. And but so many people when I worked with her at McDonald's would call her Azure.
Mm-hmm.
She just like you'd see her grit her teeth every time. It's like I love my name. I don't want to change it, but I'm about to kill you.
So irritating.
Well, and you got to realize we work with teenagers, so once they realized it would piss her off,
Right.
She was a manager. Yeah, and she was a manager, so she couldn't exactly go off on them, but she would get so mad. She's like, I need to take a walk. I like, I got you, girl. You're good.
And they're like, ha ha ha, got her again.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Oh shit, I missed it. I'm just gonna hit.
Oh, it's 8:06.
All right.
Sorry.
Go. Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're not very
We
good
can
at
do
this
this.
tonight.
I'm just glad I actually made it this week.
I'm glad you made it too.
Me too.
No idea. He's good. Oh, I really thought from my hand I couldn't put that in here. Sure.
All right, that's time, everybody.
All right.
How did everyone do? I didn't do quite as well, but
I didn't think I did, but I actually did a few more words. 261 this time.
I did a few less words this time. I got 273.
I think I did like a little bit better. Maybe a lot bit better.
I did 16 pages, so that was less.
465.
Ooh.
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it really. 465.
134 is a respectable number.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
13 would have been okay too.
Yeah, I mean,
Just saying. Nothing wrong with that.
I got to the end of my chapter and I was like, now what do I want to do? This day
Shoot
is over.
somebody.
Now.
I like to
Or
shoot people.
yeah.
Is this the one that's behind?
I also like throwing people off cliffs, like a random death.
Yeah.
That's always helpful.
Throw your reader off, you know. By throwing the character off.
Well, and I always figure, even if it doesn't, like, if it gets edited out, like,
Makes you feel
random
better.
person dies, it gets you, like, moving in a direction.
Mhm. Well, that's my problem is, like, I generally have at least a rough outline of where I want it to go. And this one I haven't even done that with, so I'm just like, okay, what's next? I'm pulling a Sarah. I have no clue. Can I just tell y'all while she's here, I was on last week's stream because this one had the Cornhusker State Games opening ceremony. I was eating something sour. And
I
she
saw it.
took first place in 3 out of 4 events and first place all around.
Yeah.
Wow.
She only
Oh,
got
nice.
second place by like 100th of a point. You were this
By
close.
half a tenth.
Round of
Half a
applause. That's awesome.
Look, there
Yeah, excellent.
Oh,
it was like the first time she'd ever done that event, so happy for
I wish I could hear what you guys are saying, but I can't.
her. They're applauding.
No.
Since I have headphones on, I forget you can't hear.
Listen to this.
I'll do a replay later.
Okay.
My cat is trying to eat my pants.
Oh, that's a sour.
I have these yarn strings like tied up the sides of my jeans, and they look really cool, but the cat thinks they're toys. And
I mean, you think they look really cool.
I think they look really cool. No, mostly I think that they help me not lose my pants. That's really what
I
That's
misplace
always-
pants all the time.
misplaced pants
Yep.
when you're wearing them, because that would be my concern.
Yes. I
would
would
be
if I lost
concerned
any
too.
weight, which is why I have to keep myself fat.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll lose your pants. You'll misplace
Yeah.
your pants.
Yeah, I'll walk right out of them. That would be embarrassing for everybody.
I have done that.
I have too. Remember, I had a pair of pants I had to staple on myself.
Yes, I remember those. For
You
those
don't
your
staple
Red
them
Sox
to you. You
pants?
clump it and then staple the clump instead of sewing it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get an emergency.
Oh, I got one better for you.
And staples fix everything.
I was
Staples and duct tape.
I was at work last month and my belt broke, and we have banding, plastic banding that we have to put around our tanks, and I literally had to use it as a belt and get someone to use the crimpers to crimp them on me, and just hope I didn't have to go to the bathroom.
One of the big things we used to have to do at the nursing home, because when people live in a nursing home in Illinois, they make $30 a month. That's all they have to like support themselves. So if they lose weight because they're sick and in a nursing home, their clothes don't fit. So we would grab the belt loops, and belts were like a fucking hot commodity in that building. And partly because it was a psych unit too, but we'd have to take gloves through the belt loops and tie the gloves together to hold pants on people.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Regularly. Like that was like probably about 10% of the population had that particular belt.
Wow.
I've used a bandana as a belt before, doing that same thing, but with a bandana. But I mean,
necessity is the mother of invention.
That's true. That's very true.
I mean, that's what you do when
You start crying.
Well, quit eating sour candy and you won't start crying.
Oh.
I get myself into.
Yeah, I should definitely write about working at the nursing home at some point.
Yes, yes, you should.
Because I worked in psych for 15 years, so
oh wow,
I have stories.
My mom used to work in a nursing home she was a CNA for 26 years. And that's where she retired from. Yeah.
That's sister does. Crazy hard work.
My sister
people give them shit, but it's crazy hard work.
My sister became a CNA like a year before my grandma broke her hip and had to go into a nursing home / rehab center, and she transferred there so she could see my grandma every day.
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
So I guess that way you make sure she gets her therapy and they're not just ignoring her or anything.
Yeah, and that shit happens. Like that's the thing is that there's like there are really, really, really shitty staff, and that's what you hear about and everything. But there are also these staff who like are breaking their necks. And like at one point, because the facility I worked in was a really bad facility. And somebody was like, "Why the hell are you here?" And I was like, "Because who the hell else do they have?"
Nope.
Yeah.
Like
that's the problem.
I worked every Christmas for 15 years because no one else wanted to be with these people on Christmas.
Yeah.
The people who are good workers end up burning themselves out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Like my mom always worked overtime. She was always on call. She was like always a go-to. And you know, by the time she was ready to retire, she was so exhausted. Her back was exhausted. Like she was just tired. She'd been used up, you know? And it sucks because in positions like that, the work is not compensated.
Right.
Money.
No, they never. I have yet to see somebody who works in that kind of care who gets paid anywhere close to what they're worth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you know, my mom was of the generation where you get the job, you stay with the job. And you stay with it.
My mom has the same problem. My mom is still working. She has worked for 20 some odd years at this place that does their group homes. So she does a lot of CNA type of work because they don't have to have CNAs in that setting. And she runs houses. And she's like had a stroke where they had to like cut her open like this to clean out her artery and all this shit. They don't let up on her. They just don't let up. Like she's still on call constantly. She still works overnight. She still does like whatever they need. She's like had her 80 hours after like a week and a day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they're doing at our job. Like they keep firing people for attendance that they started like halfway through the year when they didn't even tell us how to put in codes and stuff. And like now there's like a select few of us left that are doing the job of 3 people because you've got people that are there for the money and not the quality. And we make things that can blow up and kill people, but nobody cares. So like all the select few of us are working overtime and killing ourselves because nobody cares.
Yeah.
I like writing from home.
I wish that was my only job.
I want that to be my only job.
I want you to know, in fact, today I was talking with one of my students. I teach piano. That's like my main job now. And it was the best choice I've ever made. I love what I do. I get paid good money for it. And it's so much less stress than anything else I've ever done. And that includes having to find my own insurance.
I actually really enjoy my job, but I am really lucky because my job setting for the first time in my life is that I work for one woman who is a lawyer. I have all of my jobs laid out for me. She has all of her jobs laid out for her. Sometimes we have a filing person. Their job is to file stuff and shut the fuck up.
In that order.
I love
So,
that.
like, if I fuck something up, I fucked it up. If she fucks something up, she fucked it up. There's no question. There's no fight about it. You know, like, it's just, that's how it is.
I like
And
that.
I love it.
Accountability for your own shit. I love it.
Yeah, and there's no way around it. No one can fuck up my shit for me.
Mm-hmm. And see, I guess
Except the state, they're fucking magical.
I guess that's the problem with like what I'm job looking right now is I've got a couple hits of like marketing groups and they all sound really good. There's a startup company especially that I'm really interested in and I'm talking to, and she's the first one that's willing to work with me since I won't be there till September. She gave me a phone interview and then told me to call her when I was there and we do a second interview. But it's a marketing company and like they're all laid out and just everybody's inventive and stuff like that. I'm like, if I could have a job like that where I actually loved my job, I would come home and be a lot more productive. And, you know, if anything, you know, get a job and go to school and do like medical transcriptionist or something where I could stay home and work and then write.
I like that.
But
I will say that when you are self-employed or you work from home or whatever, you do have to be more disciplined, which is something I have learned quite a bit about this year. You can't be like, oh, I'll get it done later. I'll get it done later. There's nobody to be like, no, it never does. And there's nobody to be like, if you don't do this job, you're going to get fired.
Right.
It's more like, if you don't do this job, you're never going to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah. But you don't think about that until you're broke. And you're like, oh, crap.
yeah.
I got to work.
And this one's going to go from 2.5 hours at gym to, what did we look at when we talked to her? 4?
4.
Yeah, 4.5 hours for gym. So, and I'm going to have an hour commute if I choose that job. So, it becomes do I make my child suffer and not have what she wants? Or do I have a good job? Or do I try to make them both work? I don't know.
Both work.
As long as I can get a job to get us in a house and then figure it out. That's my goals for 2019.
It's a question. You got to balance it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you have that you've got to do otherwise?
Yeah. Well, because we're going out there with no jobs and rent's like $2,000 to $2,500 a month, and you have to make 3 times that. So basically $2,000 for each person because there's 3 adults. And so it's like, well, I obviously have to have a pay stub or something to show somebody this is what I make a month, and I can't exactly do that if I'm working from home and don't have that guaranteed paycheck coming in. So the goal for this year so far is just to A, get up there, and B, get a job, any job, but hopefully one I like, to make that so we can get in the house within the first month
And I can give it to my
and get her in gym and get settled.
This is the
And then
first
next year I'll work on getting self-employed.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 35. Do we want to sprint?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm very enthusiastic. Sorry.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think you need to calm down just a little bit, Sarah.
I'm sorry. I'll take a
You're
tilt.
here. Take it here. Okay.
You got a 5. You need to be at a 2.
I thought I was at a solid 9.
Nah,
Nah.
not yet.
What in the hell am I even looking at?
I don't know.
That sounds like a problem.
I am so lost right now. Okay.
All alone. Can you hear my sister over here being a giggle box?
Yes.
She's a nerd. What do you want to do? I'm working here. You got to make a choice. Making a choice for you.
Hello.
There's a mail. I think that's your mail. Anything? You got a book?
Ready, spin.
All right, that is time.
All right.
Sorry about that, everybody. I finished my story, so I looked at Facebook and I got really excited because it looks like there's going to be a Peruvian restaurant in town, and I've never had
Ooh.
Peruvian. I'm excited.
Yeah. I got 441.
266.
I finished, so whatever was left.
Got more words tonight than I have in a while, so I'm happy.
I got 435.
Nice.
And some nuts.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
I'm interested in the book.
I have to start writing, and that makes me want to take another bath, and I just took a bath.
I took a shower right before we did this.
Yeah.
I was like sweating so hard. I had sweat running down my face. It was so gross.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
My sister and I have been doing yoga most nights for like the past year. I think it's not been quite a year, but we've been doing this series the last 2 weeks. And normally we've done like anywhere from 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Like we don't normally go above 20 minutes, but the series that we're doing, most of them are half an hour or more. And let me tell you, I need a sweatband because there have been several where I've been dripping like into my eyes, and it's so gross. Gross. Not a fan of the sweat.
I don't like being hot.
Yeah, no.
I don't tolerate it at all. I'm a big baby.
Now that we got most of the house packed, I think we have the room now, and we'll start back working out. I had started right before we decided to move, and we were just renovating. And then my daughter's room became a storage room. So I have the room again now, so I might end up working out again. We'll see.
I just want it to be winter.
No,
Yeah.
don't say
Preach
that.
it.
Winter means I already need to be in Washington. Don't say that. Because that means I haven't gotten there if it's winter already.
I get so excited when it snows on Sims. I'm like, oh, look at how pretty it is.
I want snow.
I miss having seasons.
Yeah.
You don't have seasons in Virginia? West Virginia?
I'm in Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii. Oh, yeah. You don't have seasons. You have fire and lava.
Not on this island.
Oh, wow.
So it's more like, threats of hurricane and stuff. So there's like hurricane season. No.
I don't miss that.
Mm.
In Texas, I don't miss that.
I'm very uncomfortable with hurricane season. Like, I'm used to, blizzards, black ice, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know what to do in those situations,
Right.
But with a hurricane, I'm like,
See, I don't think I'd mind hurricanes now, but when I was in the military and a hurricane would come when I was in Texas, like I would have to deploy and just hope that my aunt and uncle remembered that I wasn't there to fortify my house because I was scared. I had no hope.
I will say, oh, wow, that sucks. I was going to say, we have tornado season here. In fact, last weekend? Yeah, last weekend, a couple of tornadoes ripped through about 30 miles from here. No.
So,
20 miles from here.
Here's my dad's story. So, the Marshalltown hospital had to close. right? Or at least they had to evacuate. And so I think they were still taking emergencies or whatever. And my dad was telling me about it. And he was like, you know, that's where Matt was born, my older brother. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's where Mom was born too. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, they had to evacuate a whole bunch of them. And he's like, yeah, it wasn't much of a hospital. I don't know what the fuck that means, but my dad's kind of a dick.
To be fair, there are hospitals that you're like, this is a hospital. It looks like a clinic.
Yeah.
Especially if you live in a larger town. Like Colin, this boy back here, he was born in a tiny, tiny hospital. And I can remember the night he was born, we drove down there and I thought I was in the wrong place because it looked like a clinic. Like it's a 1-story building that's tiny, but no, it's a hospital. And I think the Marshalltown Hospital is bigger now. They've done a lot of renovating.
Probably.
But yeah, when Matt was born, I'm sure it was a tiny place.
Probably. In 1978.
It was a long time ago.
77. No, 78.
78. He's a year older than I am.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, so I guess that's the mark where we should start wrapping up, huh?
Probably.
All right, so let's do the rounds and everybody can promo or sell whatever you got to sell, whatever. So we'll start with Amber. Go for it.
Okay. First off, my daughter did something really funny while we were streaming, and I'm going to put that on Instagram, so go check that out. She put the telescope box on her head. It was really weird. I'm going to work on my vlog video tonight, so I'll have a video up for you guys next week. And in every vlog and video from now on is my store, so make sure you go check that out for all kinds of writerly weird sayings and blood splatter and stuff. So that's me.
All right, CJ.
So I had thought I was going to have my website up by the end of this month, but that is not going to happen. So yeah, I don't have anything to promote right now.
Alina's gonna kick your ass.
Oh, I want you to know I'm a little bit relieved she's not here tonight, so I didn't have to look her in the face, and hopefully I won't have to see her again until I can be like, no, the website's up now. Please don't hurt me.
Tamara.
I have a newsletter, so you can access that at bit.ly, or what is it, bit.ly/Tamara Gazette. And I'll be posting this part of this month's and last month's segments of the serial that I'm doing on my newsletter called the Not So Cozy Mystery. And so that's fun. I have that going on. I'm thinking about doing a live stream tomorrow because I didn't do one yesterday.
Okay.
So if you guys are around, it'd probably be like 11 a.m. my time, which is, what's that, 5 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah. That's about time I'm coming home, yeah.
Yeah, I might be home.
So, and if I do that, then I'll like tweet it out and Facebook link and blah, 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 put it everywhere. So that's what's happening over here. Because I need to finish this really bad.
All right. All my links are down below as well. So go ahead and hit up my all my social media, my Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr. Go over and check out my Patreon page. There's extra stuff over there. And yeah, so I think that does it. And we will see you guys all next week. Alina is not going to be streaming tomorrow, I don't believe. She is still pretty ill. So just keep an eye out for her next video, because I know she's been trying to record videos, but streaming's a little hard for her. So anyway, we'll see you guys all later. Go subscribe to everybody down below. Subscribe to Cassie too, even though she's not here. She's safe though, so that's all that matters. So we'll see you guys all later. Bye.
Bye.